What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel where we speak the truth, we're honest, we give our takes on the Miami Dolphins. It is Friday, December 9th. Almost forgot the date. December 9th, 2022. This is the preview of the Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday night at SoFi Stadium on NBC with the entire world watching, with Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth on the call. Holy shit, this is a big game. I'm so excited for Sunday night. Let me tell you, this is big. I've been thinking about. I've been waiting for this all week. If I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I've been waiting for this all week. I've been wanting to get that loss to San Francisco off our shoulder. You know, that was a disappointing performance, and I went back today and I watched back the game highlights on NFL, and you know, it's disappointing. But even Chris Sims, I don't think I've talked about this yet, but Chris Sims, one of the biggest doubters of the Miami Dolphins, he even came out and defended the Miami Dolphins. He said, I haven't felt good about the Miami Dolphins since this. He said, I felt better about the Miami Dolphins after losing to San Francisco than I have all season. He said this really quickly before we get into the game and all that stuff. He said this: on paper, it might have looked like the 49ers D shut down the Dolphins offense. Definitely not the case. Walked away thinking better of the Dolphins than I had before. Mike McDaniel had guys wide open all day. Haven't seen the San Francisco defense exposed like that in a long time. It wasn't pressure. Niners really didn't get into his face a ton within the normal flow of the game. He just missed a lot of throws, and that's been hitting all year. If these teams played again, Dolphins would feel good about a rematch, I bet. So I feel better even with Chris Sims, you know, one of the biggest doubters of the Miami Dolphins, coming out and saying that. You know, I appreciate the truthness from him and the facts that he gave out about, you know, what he thought about this game with the Dolphins and the 49ers, because that is true. The offensive line played decent enough to win the game. Receivers were running wide open. It was Tua who was making those throws. But you know what? We've all known, and I'm going to talk more about Tua in a bit. We've all known that Tua has had really bad games in December and January. 2020, his rookie year, it was at Buffalo, and the Dolphins were eliminated from the playoffs. Last year, it was at Tennessee. Horrible performance by Tua, and the Dolphins were eliminated in the playoffs. He already got his bad game out of the system. So now we need him to step up these next 5 games. We need him to be Tua fucking Tagovailoa the last 5 games of the season. The most accurate quarterback in the NFL. And I saw a stat last night on Twitter. I saw a stat, and I just want to talk about it real quick. And it makes me nervous. Tua on the road in meaningful high-level games in December and January is 1-3. That needs to change. That needs to change if the Miami Dolphins are going to make the playoffs. He's 1-3 in meaningful games in December and January. I just told you the 3 games: 2020 at Buffalo, 2021 at Tennessee, last week at San Francisco. bad games from Tua. His one win in a high meaningful game in December and January was against the New Orleans Saints last year on Monday Night Football, who had tons of COVID issues and had Ian Book as their starting quarterback. And the defense carried that game. So I need to see this change, and I hopefully it starts this week against the Chargers. But we're going to talk about it. I appreciate y'all so much for joining me. We got so much content. I thought about it today. I'm like, you know what? I'm thinking I want to start doing some like live interactions with you guys. I want to start doing some live streams because I now have that option on my page that I can go live whenever I want. So I'm just going to get it out there, ask people on Twitter, put it out on my TikTok. I'm thinking about starting live streams on Twitter, and I'm thinking about starting it as soon as Sunday night. Why not do a live watch along, a live stream, either a live stream or me going live with the post game recap for the Chargers game, for the Dolphins and Chargers game at Sunday night. I think it would be really cool. It's something different. It's a first time ever thing for me, and I can interact with you guys. So let me know the comments down below. Let me know on TikTok. Let me know on Twitter if you guys think going live is a good idea. Just because I'm thinking about starting to do it, and I'm thinking about starting to do it as soon as Sunday night against the Chargers, man. So we'll see. But if you haven't already, be sure to go check out all the latest Miami Dolphins content on my channel. Post-game recap against the 49ers, news video Tuesday night, talking about Tua, talking about Loa, and how big these next two games are for him, and the injury to Teron Armstead, his pectoral. I actually have news on Teron Armstead, which we're going to get to right now as we start the preview. Mike McDaniel just finished up his press conference, I want to say around 20 minutes ago. Tyreek Hill didn't practice yesterday because of an illness. He's all good. He's going to practice today, and McDaniel said that he expects him to bring all of his speed to the Chargers game on Sunday night. And boy, we are going to need that speed against the banged-up Chargers defense. Some other notes from what McDaniel said today. River Craycraft yesterday hurt his calf at practice. He is not practicing today, and Mike McDaniel is listing him as doubtful for the game on Sunday. So more than likely, the Dolphins are going to be missing one of their wide receivers, River Craycraft, against the Chargers. It sucks. We could use another receiver. I don't think it's the end of the world for this Dolphins offense, but it is nice to have another receiver out there. And River has been getting some solid numbers for us the past couple weeks against the Texans and against the 49ers. He got some catches last week. Liam Eichenberg, Mike McDaniel is incredibly impressed with the progress that Liam Eichenberg is having with the Miami Dolphins and having the MCL injury against the Lions. He's practicing, he's working hard, and McDaniel said he's eligible to come off the IR as soon as this weekend, but he's thinking about being more safe with him coming off next week. It's great to have Liam Eichenberg back, you know? He's second year. I don't think he's as terrible as everybody thinks he is. But, you know, at this point of the season, he got hurt. Robert Jones has been doing an amazing job at left guard, in my opinion. Robert Jones has been playing fantastic. Although, I do like Liam Eichenberg. I do think he has potential to be our future left guard. I just don't think he should be our left guard for the rest of the season. It's nice. it's nice to have him back as a backup. That's as nice as I will put it for my boy Liam Eichenberg. It'll be nice to have him as a backup because Robert Jones is playing awesome ever since Liam Eichenberg got hurt, and I don't think you can fix what's not broken. If it's not broken, don't fix it. And Robert Jones, in my opinion, he's playing too good right now at left guard. He's playing really well at left guard. You don't take him out. You cannot take out Robert Jones at left guard. He's playing really well right now. And I think if you take him out, I honestly think it's a mistake. Because although I do see potential in my boy Liam Eichenberg, he's messed up a lot this season. He's messed up a lot of shit this season. Like, these games are too important for Liam Eichenberg to be screwing up on a pass defender getting by him and allowing Tua to get sacked, to get holding calls, false starts. I think it's best for this season. I'm not saying the future, but I'm saying this season, I think it's best for the Dolphins to have Liam Eichenberg as a backup. That's my opinion. But I'm happy he's back. I really am. I'm really happy that Liam Eichenberg is back. And then Teron Armstead's working like an animal. Mike McDaniel said. Armstead said he's been progressing all week. He's doing individual drills. He was limited yesterday. He will be limited today. And Mike McDaniel said he's going into Sunday's game. He's going to be listed as questionable. Teron Armstead had his own press conference yesterday, and he said that last week he was in so much pain that at some points he couldn't even lift up his left side of the arm. And I don't know about you guys, but when I heard that, I'm like, the Miami Dolphins need to be extra cautious with Teron Armstead. And now, after hearing that, I'm thinking, maybe it's best if Armstead doesn't play Sunday against the Chargers. Because the Chargers, they are depleted at defense. Depleted. Yeah, they have Khalil Mack. And yeah, he'll make his noise like Nick Bosa did last week. Hopefully he's not getting 3 sacks like Nick Bosa made last week. But if Teron Armstead doesn't play against the Chargers on Sunday night, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I really don't. I think the offensive line last week played decent enough to win that game against San Francisco. They were giving Tua time in the pocket, and he wasn't making his throws to the receivers. And that was the first time Tua wasn't making his throws all season. We're going to get to the matchups, but the Chargers' defense is completely different. Completely different from the 49ers' defense, man. And I think, I would love to have Armstead out there. I would love to see Teron Armstead play Sunday night against the Chargers. However, if he's not out there, it's not the worst thing in the world. So, that's my input on that statement. Let's get into these matchups. And then what I think the game's going to come down to. Because I think this game is going to be a lot closer than what people think. The Dolphins' offense against the depleted Chargers' defense. The Dolphins ranked 4th in offense with 380 yards per game. The Chargers' defense is ranked 27th with 371 yards per game. The Dolphins' passing game is ranked 2nd with 305 yards per game. The Chargers' passing defense is ranked 18th with only giving up 233 yards per game in the air. The Dolphins' run offense is ranked 28th with 89.7 yards per game, and the Chargers' run defense is ranked 29th with 151 yards given up on the ground. 29th. What do the Dolphins need to do? The Chargers are beat up on defense. They are beat up. Joey Bosa, more than likely, I don't think he's going to play. J.C. Jackson is out for the season. Bryce Callahan has a possibility of not playing on Sunday. Hold on a second. I want to look up the Chargers injury report really quickly. See what defensive players are on there. Khalil Mack was full. He had a veteran rest day on Wednesday. Bryce Callahan did not practice, so he did not practice on Thursday. Michael Davis was full. That's one of their starters. Derwin James, that's the big one. Derwin James has a quadricep injury. He did not practice on Wednesday, and he did not practice on Thursday. The Chargers injury report has not came out along with the Dolphins. If Derwin James does not practice today, more than likely he's not going to play on Sunday. And that's big. Derwin James is a playmaker, man. And not having him out there and possibly not having Bryce Callahan out there is just going to make the Chargers secondary even worse. And it's going to allow Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle to have a field day. You know, Jalen Waddle was dealing with that leg injury during the 49ers game last week. He had one catch for 9 yards. I think he's going to bounce back this week. I'm really confident that Waddle is going to have a bounce back game Sunday against the Chargers. I'm confident in that. But when I look at this, obviously the Chargers defense they're not good. Okay? They're not good. They're ranked 29th in the run game. The Miami Dolphins are ranked 28th on offense in the run game. The Miami Dolphins ran the ball 8 times last week. 8 times with Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson. That's disgusting. That's pathetic, and that's on Mike McDaniel. And this week, he needs to fix it. And he has a great opportunity to fix that against the 29th ranked run defense in the NFL. Give Mostert the ball. We've seen Jeff Wilson run over 100 yards against the Cleveland Browns. The Browns' run game sucks. Give those guys the ball, man. Feed the rock to Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert. Let them loose. Seriously, let them loose. The Dolphins' offense should be able to get back on track. Tua Tagovailoa should be able to get back on track, make his middle of the field throws, make his strikes down the middle, all that. He should. I'm looking for a bounce back game for the Dolphins offense, for Tua Tagovailoa, for Jalen Waddle, for the run game. I think this is a good way to do it. I really do. I think this is a good way to do it, and I'm not really concerned with. To be honest with you, I'm not really concerned with this side of the ball this week. I mean, if they can't move the ball, if they can't score points, if Tua can't make the throws that he usually makes against this Chargers defense, something's up that we don't know. Something is really up that we should be concerned about. So I'm looking for a bounce back game for the Dolphins offense. Now let's get into the Dolphins defense against the Chargers offense. The Dolphins defense is ranked 17th, giving up 344 yards per game. That's a middle of the road defense for the Miami Dolphins. The Chargers offense is ranked 13th with 351 yards per game. Dolphins passing defense is ranked 22nd with 251 yards given up per game. The Chargers passing offense is ranked 5th with 278 passing yards per game. And the Dolphins run defense is ranked 9th with 110.5 yards given up per game. The Chargers run offense is ranked 31st with 800. Good Lord, what am I thinking? With 84 rushing yards per game. You want to know how the Chargers run game works? They don't run the ball. Obviously, they don't run the ball. Their run game is consisted of Austin Eckler in the backfield going out left or right, Justin Herbert tossing him the ball, and Austin Eckler doing the work. So what am I saying here? Austin Eckler is a beast in the passing game. He is a beast. The Dolphins need to have somebody that is on Austin Eckler all day. The linebackers need to contain Austin Eckler, something they couldn't do against Christian McCaffrey, and Christian McCaffrey got 80 receiving yards on you and a touchdown. Okay? Austin Eckler in the passing game is a problem. Austin Eckler in the run game, not so much, because the Chargers' offensive line is just not good this season. Now they could be getting their center Corey Lindsey back, which could help them, but overall, I'm not worried with that run game with the Chargers, them getting their starting center back. I'm just not worried. But I am worried about their passing game. This game for the Dolphins is going to come down to, can the defense make stops when needed? It seems like the Chargers are getting Mike Williams back, so that's going to help them. I think we need to have Xavier Howard on Keenan Allen, and Keenan Allen had 14 targets last week. So Justin Herbert's going to look to get Keenan Allen the ball a lot. We need Xavier Howard on Keenan Allen. I would put Kader Kohou on Mike Williams. And you need to have Eric Rowe on Gerald Everett all day. Chargers have some nice receivers. I can't believe people are making arguments that Justin Herbert has no one to throw to. Like, yeah, Keenan Allen's been hurt most of the season. So is Mike Williams. But Jesus Christ, you still have Josh Palmer, DeAndre Carter, who's not bad receivers, Austin Eckler, who's phenomenal in the passing game, Gerald Everett. You guys are acting like Justin Herbert has the receivers that fucking Tua had for the past 2 seasons. Mac Hollins, Isaiah Ford, Lynn Bowden. Give me a break. Jesus. But I'm concerned with this team against the Chargers passing game. And one thing is for sure, last week, I know the Dolphins and Josh Boyer they're a very aggressive team they're very aggressive when it comes to blitzing. They're very aggressive. Last week, Brock Purdy came in the game for Jimmy Garoppolo, and the Dolphins tried to get a lot of pressure on Brock Purdy. And sometimes it worked, and sometimes it didn't work. But Brock Purdy made some plays against the defense last week. If you blitz Justin Herbert like you did Brock Purdy, Justin Herbert is going to eat you alive. Eat you alive. You have to get pressure to Herbert, but not blitzing every play like they did against Brock Purdy last week. Their offensive line is banged up. And something I've consistently seen in Chargers games the past couple weeks is defenses getting pressure to Justin Herbert. Last week, the Las Vegas Raiders had 5 sacks. Their main guys, Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, got pressure to Justin Herbert. And that's one of the reasons they lost last week to the Las Vegas Raiders. Our guys need to get pressure. I say it every week against every quarterback. Our guys need to get pressure. And that's no different this week. Chubb, Wilkins, Zeeler, Melvin Ingram, Jalen Phillips, Van Ginkel need to get after the quarterback. Need to get to Justin Herbert. So that's going to be a key for the game. And what do I think this game is going to come down to? Honestly, I think this game is going to be a lot closer than people think. But yes, I expect the Dolphins offense to get back in rhythm this week. But I don't trust I don't trust the Dolphins defense. I'm sorry, I don't. Not against Justin. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. And I think this game is going to be a shootout. And I think this game is going to come down to who has the ball last and what defense can make the big plays at the right time. That's what I think it's going to come down to. I think the Dolphins offense is going to score a lot of points. I think the Chargers offense is going to score a lot of points. The game is going to come down to what defense can make the big play in the fourth quarter. And whoever does is going to win the game. So, do I think the Dolphins have a good chance in winning this game? Absolutely. I absolutely think the Dolphins have a better chance this week than they did last week against the 49ers. Do I think they're going to win? That I can't answer. I can't answer that question. So, we'll see, man. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I want it to be Sunday night already. I want to be on my couch with my entire living room set up in aqua and orange with all my Dolphins memorabilia and all my Dolphins apparel, and I want to be watching the game. Cheering on the Dolphins to beat the Chargers. And for the sake of the AFC East, this is a big game. This is a must-win game. For the sake of winning your division, for making the playoffs, I don't think it's a must-win game. If you're just concerned about making the playoffs, I think a loss here wouldn't really do much, especially if the Ravens and Tyler Huntley lose to the Steelers this week, and the Jets lose to the Bills. But as far as your division hopes go, if you lose this game, you can kiss the division goodbye. So, we'll see. But I'm getting out of here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel for some more content. Again, I'm thinking about doing some live streams, man. I'm thinking about expanding the channel. I'm thinking about going live often now for just Dolphins content. I'm thinking about going live. Thinking about doing a live stream, live reaction Sunday night. I'm going to decide between either that or a live post-game recap. I'm not so sure. And if a video pops up tomorrow, if a live stream pops up tomorrow, I'm just testing things out, all right? So a shocking video might pop up tomorrow of me testing out the live stream and seeing how it goes and stuff like that. But be sure to subscribe. Comment down below if you're a Dolphins fan or a Chargers fan. Who do you think is going to win? And what are the keys for the game? Hit the like button if you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok at Colin_Joseph. And I'm out of here. And I might see you for a little bit tomorrow if I'm just testing out a live stream and seeing how it goes. Have a good one. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. I'm out. Peace. Fins up.